I'm just checking in. Oh, he look at that. I like hit a message and I see his camera got turned on. He's like, I think he's ready to go.
He's always ready.
He is. And,
doing my favorite cosplay.
Oh, I love it. Well, then I'm going to let you introduce the one, the only.
Oh, the one, the only, the best cosplayer in the game.
It's true.
Robert Serpe.
Boom. We're going to bring him on.
And this is my favorite one, when he's just Rob.
Yeah, today I'm just Rob, here with my good friends, Dan and Dick. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
Big shout out to Habibi. He had a really successful weekend this past 2 weekends ago and July 4th. What a great time that was.
He talked about his opponent that played a Daisy Duck on him, and I'm like, oh hey, that's Rob. He's coming on next.
That was a crazy card, and it happened to work out against him. It was like his last card. As long as you don't have Daisy Duck that discards stuff. Oh no, darn.
How dare you, Rob? How dare you?
Yeah, I was getting people by surprise in that weekend. I saw you were discarding people's hands just last weekend at the Jafar Set Championships.
I was.
How'd that go for you? I saw maybe you got a mat card.
I did. I won. It was pretty cool. Yeah, Deck's just mean. It was fun, and I don't know. I felt like playing Diablo because I haven't done that in a really long time, and it worked out. I can't complain. It was good. It was good, but it's all right. Rob, it's been a little while since you've been kind of on the channel here. How you been, man?
Great. I've been playing a lot locally. We have our local game stores that you mentioned sometimes, Monday nights, Wednesday nights, Friday nights. And without big DLCs, it's just set championships. Yeah. Playing for those hero Hamadas, driving around. I went to 7 of those. Missed for Mother's Day, I think was in that month, for the family and the rest. Grinding it out, meeting people, having fun. I think that's what card games are all about.
I love it. So last weekend, you had the pleasure of playing a pretty interesting version. We'll go this way of Amber Steel. And I highlighted this deck actually on the pseudo meta report this morning because this is the updated list that you and I kind of talked about and things that you were kind of planning for and moving in. But I can't do it justice, right? Like this is something that you have honestly hilariously been building since SCG Richmond, forever ago when you, Dick, and I shared a hotel and played with this deck in a hotel room. That's how long ago this was, man. It's crazy. But talk to me why you think this version of the deck is kind of being successful right now in the metagame for you.
Easy. I always said if Hiram, Flaversham, and Merlin Rabbit were not in the meta, people weren't drawing because they're such efficient draw engines. Yeah. If those cards could be out, I know they're the best cards in set 2. They were all over the place. If those cards could eventually leave the meta, this deck has a unique position because the remaining drawing cards is a whole new world, which will likely be in their last 2 cards. Then You Have Forgotten Me can discard it, leaving them with nothing. And that is the goal. So I've been waiting. Hiram got banned, and I still love Merlin Rabbit. He's our great card. Dick has topped with him so many times in that Star City Games Hartford where we met, and so many people are still trying to play him. I played against one Merlin Rabbit deck on Saturday. Very strong card, but it's kind of expensive, and Genie takes its place, so it's hard to play both. Genie is the effective 2 quester as evasive. So that is why this deck maybe is in a spot where it could work.
I love it. It's also just fun to see the innovation. Obviously you have like a very aggressive slanted list here that just kind of compounds with like 8% discard,
Exactly. That was shout out to Kurt Spice. There was a big tournament called the Ink Invitational a couple months ago, right at the start of this set. Mm-hmm. And he won that tournament with all of the aggressive cards from this deck. They call it the Mines or Amber Steel Aggro.
Kurt Mines, baby. Give it
exactly. Brendan DeCandio, Alex Hansen have had a lot of success at SSG in Florida and CCS. it's been a deck around for a long time, and I thought, let's build that deck, but then build one that includes Along Came Zeus, because you can then Zeus their Rhino, Zeus their Lawrence, Storm their Piglet. So this deck is kind of that one, and then wins the mirror at the cost of some of the control matchups where I can't rush them down as effectively.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, it is.
That's
and
where
it's
this
kind of
card comes
crazy.
in.
You know, you talked to me about Daisy Duck at the summit, during the interview. You were, ironically, you did not get to get on camera on day one because, you just slid under a 7-0, finished into a nice couple draws. But we did talk about your deck list because it was different. It was unique, and a lot of people wanted to hear about it. And then we did eventually get you on in top 8. And, of course, you went on a wonderful run all the way to the finals. So, obviously, you've kind of positioned this deck to say, hey, there's another way to build this. And, we talked about Amber Steel in general. And right now it feels like, hey, this is, 40, 45 cards, and then kind of just, sprinkle what you want. How do you feel about that concept in Disney Lorcana right now? 8 sets in, gigantic card pool, over 1,600 cards. Do you like the ability to be that creative in your deck building right now?
That's the best part. That's what we're always looking for, is to be able to express yourself in your card games with your deck. Have your favorite princess, your favorite sidekick character, and put them in there. And here, not only are you choosing your ink combinations, which some mathematician can pair how many 2s out of 6 you can put together, but then within each of those colors, there's multiple combinations, like Ruby Sapphire with items or actions, and Amber Steel with Whole New World. Pretty much any Steel deck has a Whole New World version. Like even Amethyst Steel, there was a really cool deck from level 9001 made this Jafar with Whole New World and a Desperate Plan, because usually you're desperate planning with 0 cards trying to draw 3, but he would play Whole New World, draw 7, and then Desperate Plan, discard 6 and draw 6 new ones to get 20 lore right there. So that's just multiple combinations in the same color pair. Is really great. I've always tried to build some kind of alternate strategy off of the backs of people working really hard to build the standard one.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's been around for a while. Ruby Amethyst had some type of aggressive deck with Surfer Mini and Burn Them Down with Goof in Seattle. Everybody's been doing that kind of strategizing since the beginning, and that's one of the best parts of Lorcana. I think it has to do with the inking of cards and the rock, paper, scissors of certain cards and how they adapt to each other. What do you think, Dick? I'm interested in you. You're always put in some spice. Usually you'll put in a couple tech cards. Is there a way that you approach innovating for somebody who maybe doesn't know where to start, and maybe they try and try it at locals and don't have success?
Yeah,
what do you think they should do?
I think the same reason that you put You Have Forgotten Me in here, you realize decks have patterns, and you said, decks will have their most powerful last 2 cards in their hand, whether it's Amber Steel with a Whole New World, whether it's Ruby Sapphire with Be Prepared, Ruby Amethyst with Sharks and stuff like that. And I think that because things are so predictable, you have to exploit it. That's how you get to the next level, right? Obviously, you've always been on the next level. I mean, look at your Sarsay Games career. They literally had to stop doing Friday events because of you.
The first round bye on Saturday because there's not enough time.
Yeah, and then
PPG did that.
PPG was like, "No, we want Rob here. We're giving those. We're giving those buys away." But yeah, I mean, I got a question for people that watch the PPG event. How are your hands feeling after having the hottest hands in the game? Because you turned every card into 3 cards for about 5 or 6 turns in a row.
It was very lucky. Sometimes you run hot, like you said.
Yeah, that
was want to be in the right place. That's a great way to phrase it. I feel like that's one of those quoted Dick Burns wisdoms. Think about where your opponents are going to do the pattern, and then if you can really have a good view on that, then you can start innovating. So you feel like you need to understand the meta in order to beat the meta?
Oh yeah, for sure. You need to have some kind of baseline if you're going to be the one pushing that line forward, right?
Yeah,
like Archimedes.
true.
That's what I was thinking of. I was hoping you'd shout him out.
David Nunes' favorite card. So
You could Pinocchio the Rafiki, and Archimedes is the only one who gets that 1-for-1 on the play.
that could have changed our whole matchup in Star City Games Philly. Although if I would have won that, we wouldn't have had the Dick Burns Steiner
That'll
math
be different.
promo, which people still quote to me. So
yeah, and that's honestly one of the craziest thing. Obviously, there's both of you have had solo interviews on YouTube before. It's not you're not new to the channel by any which means, but that theory of thinking is really it's what always drew me to Rob. It's like that level of understanding of the metagame that when we get to a certain point, how do we break the mold? And I think Rob is one of the best players in the game when it comes to that. And honestly, it's one of those that through the pro play weekend, obviously I was like monitoring a lot of what was going on. I was, it's easy to see names that you recognize. So the whole weekend I could see Rob just like creeping up. And then before the time it was over, he was already undefeated and drawing in the top 16, which was insane. So it was nice to see that Rob had done it again, kind of figuring out his own way to do it, which I think is really cool. You mentioned a lot of players that found their way before, like, the Diggy Dugs of the world. Obviously there's been lots of different Ruby Amethyst lines. I remember when Ed won at Continentals, a lot of people looked at Ed's list and they're like, how does he win with this? And he's like, well, it was made for Continentals. I don't know if this is like the deck even in set championships, because I was designed in a particular play pattern in my assumed metagame, which was only 128 players, is very minimal. And he knew, what most of them are going to bring. So I really like the idea that you're just living proof that if you really put the effort in and like really kind of just dictate that metagame, that there's a lot of opportunity cost that people just, they don't look at it. Even, going back to the Aladdin, Prince Ali, like this is a card that no one ever played ever. And, at the end of the day at set champs today, I was like, man, I think the best card like that I played all day was Aladdin Prince Ali. Like that's insane to say, but if someone's not out there trying to figure that out, it just never gets figured out, So huge tribute to Rob. Like you put so much effort in and you really grind out, those just like unique wins, which I really do adore.
Exactly. I'd love to chime in on that. As you just said, and as Dick just said, when you put in a lot of games in a row against your friends or at your store, that's where you can pick up on these patterns. I remember thinking everybody's doing always classy Minnie Mouse and Madam Mim Snake, and then Befuddle like takes away all that tempo on the snake. It's not good if they have two separate cards, so it's not really a great card. But if they're always playing a Madam Mim Snake on 2, and you can play Befuddle and then more big questers on your following turn, it punishes it, and that can win a tournament. And the same with Ed, you mentioned he was shifting the Sisu because everybody was doing Bucky, and the people who weren't were playing Sapphire Steel, which is where I was, using Cogsworth, the big clock, who gives everything ward. And then the Sisu takes that out too. And it's like, might not be the best card. Sisu is really expensive. Nobody was doing it. It costs 8. It's uninkable. And Ruby Amethyst, which you're just holding on for dear life, rather than discarding your cards. And he must have played that matchup so many times. And that's where I always say, make some friends at your store and chat on the Discord. I think we're all working. We're all going to school, raising kids, helping our families. And you want to escape with your mind into something else kind of fun, these card games. And then you can kind of explore these ideas. And I always say 1 out of 10 of them might stick. It sounds like every idea I've ever had like turns into magic, but nope. I gotta you see in those Discord posts of, wait, what if it's this guy? He's he counters this specific line. I gotta use him. But you gotta try it. Have some people to sanity check you, and that's where we all come together and make hopefully some fun on these tournaments.
I should say, when I was in Japan, people were playing Befuddle and specifically said it was because of you.
It was so good at that in that specific instance. It's a -1 in terms of card advantage. Not a great card, but in that meta, how was your time in Japan in general? Did you meet some cool people? Do you have anybody you still reach out to?
It was
in Japan?
amazing. Yeah. There's a few people that I still talk to on Twitter. I gained 40 something Twitter followers, which is crazy because I didn't tell anyone I had a Twitter. They were just Googling my name off of my jersey, and it was like the top result. Hopefully they put in Lorcana, otherwise you get something else worse. But yeah, I feel bad that I didn't get into this one. I can't go back to this one, but hopefully I can go back again soon because the community was insane. And that's what you were just talking about earlier. Like, one of the biggest points of playing this game is the community. Like, I mean, Rob, we would have never met if it wasn't for Disney Lorcana, and we've traveled the country together. I was so happy to see you. I ran up and hugged you as soon as I saw you in Texas. I mean, it's kind of insane that we haven't seen each other in a year. It doesn't feel that way, but that's the reality. And it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. I was so happy you were there.
It was so funny because I said this, I think, on the pod that week after I did the set championships at Luxury Gaming. I literally saw Rob coming down the escalator. I was like, "Oh my god, there's Rob! I haven't seen him in 6 months." Like,
yeah, 3 hours away. I came all the way.
I love it.
12 hours, Texas.
Yeah.
These big events bringing us together, and that's why there's so much. I think those DLC Milwaukee tickets. I know we're just North America. There's one in Bologna, Italy, I think, as well at the same time. They sold out in less than 3 minutes. Did you see that? Crazy. 12 o'clock to 12:03 Eastern. Gone.
Yeah, I saw it. Don't worry.
It was insane.
That's the beauty of. That's why I think card games are such a good hobby.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's funny that you say. I think that's why it's a good hobby. I think I made a Facebook status. It's like, I had anxiety all day and I didn't even play a game. Like,
like, it's intense.
Like, Jesus, like, come on. But there is some good too, Rob. And I did want to touch on this. You and Batsu, you played in the finals, and you guys are friends. You share Discord servers together. You play, you talk, you do all the fun things. What was it like for that experience in pro play? End up playing in the finals against one of your friends. How sweet is that?
Yeah, we're across the country from each other. As Dick described, you don't get to see each other much, but you practice sometimes. You discuss different strategies. That's John and Tyler. Oh, it's so great. And they're both sitting with me. John's judging, Tyler's playing. And it was just good vibes all around. The same in the top 8 match, which I also got to play at the same table, was Witty. He's in the same state. So I see him at the set championships and stuff. And always feel like just smiling like that picture right there. We were smiling like that all around. He was down to 2 cards. And I said, "How many cards do you have?" He's like, "Wait, I forgot." I said, "You have forgotten this card," and then discard both. And like, he was laughing. Like, I would never do that to someone who like I wasn't gonna smile through it because it could be a bit rude. Like, I really got you. But he was like, "You did get me," because I've done that to him so many times online in paper games with a webcam trying to play against each other. Yeah. And then he got me back with the Sing Be Prepared double McDuck's manners. Like, I was like, "You got that one."
Like no bueno.
Yeah. So when I'm playing against a friend, like, it's a win either way. Like, somebody has to win the match, and somebody has to lose, and you have to find a way to be happy either way, I think. So making friends with the person with small talk, seeing that a lot at Texas. A lot of people chatting up. "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, there." What's it like?
Yeah.
How'd you get here? And then maybe you see each other again and see each other. I saw Jordan Serio because his name is his last name was Serpe and Serio. We always get paired with each other at the DLC players meetings.
Yeah.
And we would always give each other a pep talk, like every single DLC. Like, "Oh, I saw you just literally got top 4 in Texas last month, the Fort Worth. Like, way to go!" And then we're in Vegas, and then he's cheering me on. I was playing him on Saturday as well. Happy for his performance. Yeah. And you cheer each other on all the way through. Somebody, only 16 people out of 400 get to be top 16. It's it's brutal.
Right.
I call them a safe space to feel soul crushingly unlucky. The card games. So you have to bring each other up because it really can feel sucky when you're getting bad luck or something.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure. You're not wrong. Not
Mhm,
wrong. But I
mhm.
mean, I think that's, I don't know. I feel like that is so difficult to do in most other card games. I feel like we're so blessed with that community. Like the community we have, the idea that you're like, oh, I sit near this guy at every DLC. We remember, we catch up, we move forward. And I do the same thing. I remember DLCs. I think, at least 3 of them, there was at least one other person that I had already known from another event. I think there was a couple of them that were like, I think Toronto was kind of special. I got to sit next to Kylie, so that was kind of fun. But
Shout out to Kylie,
yeah, exactly. Hi, Kylie.
the heart
Shout
of
out to you,
TFM.
Kylie. The heart and soul,
That's true.
So it is really nice that when you have that repeat, and you see these things and you bring it up. Obviously DLCs. The coolest thing about Pro Play Summit for me was the idea that like there were so many people that I had not seen in 6-7 months. Like I went to Continentals and I got to see some of them there, but you look at it, man, that was the first week of January, second week of January. Here we are, first week of July, and it's been that long. So I really loved that the Pro Play Summit really just drew a big crowd. 400 plus players were registered, ended up being just shy of 400 that stayed. But even now, coming up in a few 6 weeks, 7 weeks, whatever it is now. I think it's like 8 weeks actually. Pro Play Summit Denver, there's already 300 tickets sold. That event's already killing it. So we're going to be doing it on repeat in a few months. Are you going, Rob? Huh?
I got my ticket.
Oh, Rob's going. I wonder, are we going to have featured player Rob Serpe? Is this? It could happen.
I'd love to see that.
It could happen, Rob. It could happen.
I'm excited to see everyone. Like you said, the months pass. You do the grind of whatever life has. It's a Thursday night but you can tune in live to a podcast and listen to some cool people talk about some cool games and the community. And then those skills transfer. We kind of talked a bit about different card games. Like when you used to play Transformers card game, you were at like a national level. Even would you say a world-class level of this card game? Could you transfer any of those skills into Disney Lorcana? Even just the traveling, the gameplay, anything like that?
The gameplay, not necessarily, but the commitment to the craft for sure. This if you want to win anything, that you have to understand how to win and understand how to position yourself to be set up to be successful. And Transformers was the first game that really, really, truly taught me how to do that. So that's definitely something that I try. I try to instill that with every student that I have for coaching, with even our own teammates. Like I try my very best, like with Melissa and Ben, and try and like just give them, those types of levels of things of like how I thought and how to think. Because for this, this is their first game, and they're still learning all of those things,
Yeah, how to win, how to think. What about you, Dick? You mentioned you've played card games before for a while, right? You played Magic. You played any other card games, and did you take any of those skills to learn that idea of how to see a strategy your opponent may do, and then learn, like, put it down to a pattern, and then exploit that pattern? Did that come from something else, or was that off the top of your head? Just
we played Magic. Me and Dan also played not Transformers, World of Warcraft.
Oh,
and this is basically the same exact game, except I care much more about this IP. I never actually played the World of Warcraft online game. I just liked the resource system, and this is so similar to that. And once you see macro archetypes, you basically have the same macro archetypes in every game except Yu-Gi-Oh! So macro archetypes, for those out there: aggro, control, mid-range, combo. In Yu-Gi-Oh! You add the word combo to the first 3. Right? There is no just normal decks. You go aggro, combo, mid-range combo. I have not played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, but every Yu-Gi-Oh player has told me that, so I had to steal that joke from them. I should also say, I didn't want to interrupt for the player meeting. Kendall, that's how me and him met.
Yeah.
The first like 3 or 4 times we had a player meeting, I walked away and I was like, yo, this guy hates me. You know? And then all of a sudden he walked into CCS with a Dick Burn shirt. And now we talk all the time and we're friends. Yeah. And everyone I tell that story to, they go, yeah, that's Kendall. That sounds like which is great. And I look forward to seeing him always. But yeah, we got Habibi's back.
He's back. He knows it.
Yeah, we had such a great match. Yeah, you play someone and you remember that. You'll have to get revenge on me sometimes. I had a really lucky match, kind of similar to yours. So I just drew the perfect cards against David Nunez, and it was one of those Star City games. And then it was like months later, he beats me in the finals and says like, "I'm good. This is my revenge for that one match all those months ago." I said, "Yeah, like heck yeah, take me down."
Dude, he thought about that. He thought about that every night. So
he
Rob,
did, and you can really craft those strategies.
I know you played some Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like this is your first like competitiveness, right?
A bit. I was a kid at the card store. I was 11 in 2008, 2009, and 2010.
I'm so old.
I would go to locals and regionals. And Yu-Gi-Oh, you needed top 64 to get a nationals invite. Our regionals would get about 200 people. And I would qualify every year. I was grinding really hard, and I would net deck Dale Bolito, Matt Peddle, two of our great friends now in Lorcana that are crushing maybe the best player in Canada still, and Stefan Blaisel has his Yu-Gi-Oh Wikipedia, and now I get to see him like every couple of weeks at these tournaments, and it's like, wow, that was my idol. I was like the little kid in the store, and so I took some of those strategies with me from Yu-Gi-Oh. It's now called Edison format. Love that format. Back in the times before they changed the game. Habibi,
I agree with you.
Have you played against Dale? That could be a good. I want to see it.
Yeah, I agree with you
100%. All those matches.
Dale Bolito, best player in Canada.
I mean, the results don't lie. I don't know.
They spelled disaster for you.
Yeah, they win. He wins all those invitationals that you guys talk about. I just look at results, man. I'm just like
we got to see a stream match. Dale versus ETB.
He should
Ray
just
is also an excellent player of Canada. I know they have a whole. I'm so disappointed for Canada for this year. DLC is coming soon. Hopefully they get at least one of those DLQs or some kind of qualifiers.
Rob, I got
CCQs.
Thank you. I'm hoping they get 2 or 3. I think I'm really hopeful for 2 or 3 of them for them. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
So I think before we move a little bit forward, just because like you really thought this was from a few weeks ago, where we're kind of just talking about like what was being successful in the opening weeks of July and things like that, and I think that you're a big fan of the set 1 through 8 format right now, and mostly because everything on this has a chance to just like win a set championship, right? How cool is it that right now we're at that point in the game where you can like really make anything you want and just be like, yeah, I can just go and win a set championship. How does that make you feel?
The graph's been like this. First of all, big shout out to TFM for making these graphs. Since I started playing in December of 2023 or something, I would live by these meta reports. You put a lot of effort to aggregate this data, and it really helps someone like me get a glance. Oh, look, Amber Steel has some really high graphs, and then we got some Ruby decks, which is a lot of how Lorcana works. You got the Steel decks, you got the Ruby decks, and then some kind of Emerald decks now got some pretty good footing there with Diablo. Means you can go to your nearest store, build a deck, play Blurple, and have a really solid chance. That just won the 3K near me. That was the biggest tournament last weekend. Excellent player bought Sapphire with Amethyst and took the tournament down with some really cool technology. Cusco, shout out to Tyler building that deck. He pockets the locations as people bring in the McDuck's Manors after seeing Tyler crush me with them. So you stay a step ahead and you keep innovating. Whenever you look at a graph like that, I'd always think that's from, like you said, July in the past. We're now in the future. It's going to keep, there's a time axis. Like I view those graphs in 3 dimensions. For my calculus three-dimensional brain and see over time the curves actually go up and down.
Yeah, fair.
And never you don't want to be behind the times. You want to be ahead of them.
No, yeah, I mean that's also what separates like the average from the above average. A lot of cases you're building on an axis that you already know where you're supposed to go next, and then it's worse when you get so far ahead that you actually like you're too far, and then you actually fall behind because you're like, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be here yet, which is very difficult. But sometimes
I've been there.
Sometimes people beat themselves in a way just by going a little bit too over the line. But in general, So coming up, Rob, we have the Ink Invitational.
Yeah, that's the first weekend after set release on the DMV East Coast. People are traveling from way up in Northeast. This one's going to be in Maryland, Westminster, Maryland, which is around where I live. Come on out. It's it's no longer invitational. So they have enough spots for anybody who wants to come.
I'm going to be there.
North Carolina.
Yeah, I will also be there.
Yeah,
let's go. They're getting a lot of support, a lot of growth.
Yeah, I think most of TFM is going to come hang out for this one. I know Melissa and Ben were able to check it out last time, but this time a bunch of us are going to make plans to come down and hang out with. Really, just looking forward to it. I've missed the last two. I was invited to come to the last two, and I just couldn't. Just didn't work out. But this one, it's going to be really fun to come and hang out and kind of definitely, meet the community. Obviously, we're not too far apart. Our communities normally clash at somewhere in between here and there, but it has been a while that I've made my way down to the area. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's a big one. Another big tournament, Charlie's Collectibles. Aren't they that same weekend? Big one, Atlanta, Georgia.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. We wish we could go to everywhere all at once, but at the same time, kind of like set championships, when you stack them on the same day, it gives more people a chance to win. Like Dick Burns would obviously win in Kink, but you would win CCS, but now it opens a spot for someone else, right?
There it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
I let the people have a chance. That's why I play cards.
Let the people have a chance.
That's why I play cards like Mr. Arrow. Just give people a shot.
It's true. It's true.
Got a lot of resist. Very efficient in some kind of amber steel aggro. I could see that guy. Maybe post rotation, which is what those tournaments will be. Maybe Mr. Arrow will be everywhere.
There you go.
I'm the real innovator.
So speaking of that event and Fabled coming up, it's a lot, right? We're going to go from 1,600 cards all the way back down to 1,000. You lose a lot of your card pool. You lose a lot of what is dominating the current metagame. How do you feel kind of moving into that much of a change for rotation coming up?
It's exciting. It's a mixture of emotions. You're losing your favorite cards. I like to think that set 1 and 2, and really all sets 1 through 4 had some of those most powerful, game-changing cards. Yeah. Cinderella, Ballroom Sensation, Be Prepared, Rapunzel that Habibi shouted out. That's apparently getting reprinted, so you can count on that. Strength of Raging Fire. Some of them are coming back, but some of them aren't. So right now there's a lot of cool chatter about it. Have you ever had a rotation in your card games from before to go off of, like in Transformers? When they keep making packs, you can't have them all, right?
Sadly, Transformers did not last long enough for a rotation because of COVID. But played Magic, played World of Warcraft. Both of those games had rotations. And some of my favorite formats were the immediate post rotation formats, because it really does warp the game in such a way that you have to you just have to really mold and adapt to what the new cores are of the game. We've lived on rabbits and mims forever. We've lived on a whole new world. We've lived on Diablo and Ursula and things like that. So the idea that all of those cards have the potential to just evaporate, in all honesty, and just be finally banished forever, except for when we go into Infinity and Beyond. I think I'm really excited for that. I think that the way that I am, the way I approach the game, I think I have a really good opportunity to accelerate in that situation. So I'm very, very happy for rotation and just kind of a reset on the game and just in general. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for rotation for sure. I kind of wish there were even less cards. I like Block Constructed. So
yeah, Block Constructed was so much fun. We don't really, it's not really easy to do for us in the game. I I think it's kind of tough, but it would be like, I guess it would kind of be like if we did a tournament right now with only 5 through 8. Like that would be kind of interesting, but if the game isn't designed for it, it might be awful. it's totally possible that like sets 5 through 8 might be like really toxic because it's just like clearly missing some key components to have like a real game in between certain things. So I don't know, it's difficult. But when it's designed for it, it really can be like very clean formats.
I think that's why Magic got rid of block constructed, because they would be like, oh, it's 32 was the same 32 decks, the same exact 60 cards.
Yeah. It can definitely lead to problems. No doubt about that.
But having that perspective, I was asking it like these past card games, and you have this block idea that I think I'm a little bit familiar. Maybe from Hearthstone had a little bit of that. Right. You mentioned the WoW TCG went mobile, and Magic and all of that. What would you say to someone who's new? They haven't had that experience yet, and maybe their favorite card might be gone, like Ariel. They've been playing Ariel, having her musical debut, Search for Songs since the beginning, and what if they ban Let the Storm Rage On and Ariel all rotate out, whole new world? Like if that's what they've been doing for all these sets, is there anything that you, from your experience, that doesn't hurt you as much since you've been through it? They can give them a little pep talk.
I mean, it's definitely tough to not have your favorite cards anymore, but generally speaking, when you play a card game, you're playing to play the game, to play the experience, and you kind of just have to hope that something will come along that like really, it attracts you in the same way that those cards did when you first started. And I think that specifically around rotations, it has a lot of opportunity cost for new players to come into the game, because you might look at it this way of saying like, oh, I'm worried about losing, 10, 15 cards. Whereas a new player might be looking like, oh, wow, I actually don't have to care about like 800-ish cards, which is, it's very nice, like half, like, glasses half empty, half full conversation. But in the end, I think that you just have to really understand, like, they are going to have the Infinity format. So if that's something you're really attached to, you can still go and do that. But you just got to keep trugging. I assure you there are more cards than just Amber Steel Songs, right? Like, there's 6 inks for a reason.
Yeah,
and even, yeah. And even in a world where you lose like the heart and soul of a lot of these things, I do believe the ink identities in the game will probably stay close to the same. So you might not have, a whole new world of power, or an Ariel Spectacular Singer of power, or a Rapunzel of power. But I think the core concept of Amber Steel will probably remain. Like that ink identity will probably remain. So it's just a matter of like, just kind of, navigating towards the next thing that attracts you the most. And hopefully most people will find that.
Yeah, and I think we need to let the game grow and get a larger player base. And, Magic, I could name hundreds of people who only play Vintage, or only play Legacy, or only play Modern, or only play Standard, or only play Sealed. Right?
Or Commander.
Right. So, like, and I was talking about real formats. Yeah. But, and that's obviously Magic's been around for 30 years. We don't have the player base that they have. Yeah. But we do have Infinity DLCs, right? So, like, we know that it's a real format. Yeah. So, at the end of the day, maybe that's the only DLC that you try to get into. And you hope that, hey... Yeah, you go to your local game store and you say, hey, we still want to play with these cards. Do you want to start another night where we just do Infinity, so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, you can always play whatever you want in between rounds with your friends. True. So
that's a great answer. You still play it in Infinity, and something else to spark your interest. It kind of made me think how you mentioned Mr. Arrow. They're kind of reprinting certain cards in the past couple sets already that are like different versions of the same card, almost like Mr. Arrow and Mr. Smee. Kind of, they both have that Mr. They both have that double 2 ink quest for 2, like maybe. And then there's like Yelana is this card that gives a character +2 strength, and that's kind of like a version of Merlin Crab. this
Right.
desperate plan, or Beyond the Horizon, very like adjacent to a whole new world. So maybe you can do something like that. I think Disney gets, because of how well they put the characters and the art on the cards, it really makes you like get attached to them. Like look at these artworks in the background here, Into the Unknown, and like you can really feel the expression coming out of these songs and these locations.
Yeah.
Maybe hopefully you'll find something else. There's so many Elsa cards. If one Elsa's gone, a new Elsa, have faith there will be a new one to take its place.
It's true. I guess if Forbidden Mountain doesn't get reprinted, we just quit, right?
Right. I'm ready to pack.
That was such an iconic card location.
We had a good run.
Yeah, we'll just rename it to some other location.
I can't even think of any. We're the library now.
That's it. We're forever. That's fine.
Library still
Work on the library. That might be a channel already.
It probably is.
We'll offer you $10 for your YouTube URL and your Twitter handle.
Yeah, so many great content creators that have made videos like this one is. Listen to in the background, watch, but closely, meet new friends in the comment section.
Love it.
Meet them in person.
Amazing.
Local tournament.
Hey, I can highlight one. It's amazing how many people you talk to weekly on your show, and then you see them out at tournaments, and they're excited to meet us, and I'm just as excited to meet them.
Yeah.
I think people are amazed when I actually remember them or want to talk to them for more than just like saying hi and stuff like that. So the community is great.
Sure. Absolutely. That's what it's all about.
Rob, we labeled you one of the best cosplayers in Disney Lorcana. Can you just touch on that for a moment here, like for our guests that you probably don't actually recognize Rob Serpe, because you're very often cosplaying as something else.
I got that chef hat.
There it is.
From Goofy, the baker character. He's got his chef hat and his waffles.
There it is.
That carry on a plate, stack them up. That's who I was at Ink.
Yep.
I love to bring the Disney magic into the world. These characters are so iconic from their amazing movies and TV shows. And it's real easy to get very serious and competitive, and you're drawing cards, and a lot of times I'll see the deck of cards as numbers in my head, and Ariel has a 14 out of 60 chance, but I actually only have 52 cards in my deck at this time. So it's doing the division, and then I need this specific song. So it's like 8 out of 46. And I'm like doing the math. And then I look and it's like, there's Piglet on the board. Like let's not take it so serious. And that's when hopefully I'm dressed as like a cool character, and you can be like, they could get you out of that funk, that it's like, I'm 6-2 and my run is dead, and I wasted all my time and came all the way here. And I was like, wait, I'm here with Jasmine from Aladdin. Like, this is for fun. Like, this is a Disney game. It's an escape from reality. Hopefully it supports that. That's why I'm always trying to come up with things that you can enjoy without winning. The top cut is so trim, 8 out of thousands of people, and then you get top 8 and you lose, and you feel like such a failure. Like, getting 5th place feels bad sometimes, unless you get 1st place, and then it's like, man, why did I split the cash with top cut? I could have had $3,000, but I only got $1,200. Like, you still feel like you made the wrong move, even though you win and went undefeated. Like, that is just human nature that we are fighting against, and it's how the tournaments have to get set up. So that's why I say community is the most important thing, and that's why I try to dress up and embrace that Disney magic, bring everybody together. I try to choose characters that shed light on some underappreciated Disney characters, like the single dad, Goofy, Chef Baker. He's very cool, and different sidekicks or people outside of their main outfits, and bring that positivity, because it's up to us. It is not in a game is heartbreaking sometimes, but together we can make it more.
I love
That's
it,
my
Rob.
spiel.
I love
Well,
the
you-
positivity you bring.
You definitely leave an impression on people.
Yeah, hopefully it's a good one. They can come back. It is like you said, there's so many months between these tournaments. They can go back to work, and you have this boss that's telling you to do, like, there's so many examples. You're in school and you're like, why am I studying this degree? It's going to get automated by AI. And you're like, this economy. And then you can look at my Instagram and maybe you'll see, oh, look, that it's just for fun. Maybe you can do that and smile and meet cool friends. And we're still young. Even if you're 60 years old, you still got so many years left to play and have fun and enjoy it. And this is a great hobby to do so, I'd like to think. Build something new.
I love it. And what is our Instagram handle? I believe it's at Plus Cosplay, right?
Yeah,
Right?
that's it. I go by Plus on Discord. My cosplay plus cosplays on Instagram. I've got friends all around in the DMV Discord, the SLTC Discord, the DWM Discord, all the acronyms, TFM, all of them. See it on Instagram, TFM. That's where I learned about the meta, those graphs that you saw in the past 15 minutes. You can find those here on YouTube. You guys are live a lot, opening packs, discussing the metagame, all the latest news. It's so hard to keep up with all these acronyms. So you guys aggregate it to make it way easier for someone like me to check it out. Play at your local game store, support them. I'm sure they have an acronym to the audience.
Like the shirt you're wearing right now?
Yeah, this is Level Up Games. So they sell cool merchandise and cards. Go to a store like that. Maybe you'll meet somebody like this at a tournament, and maybe you'll have a run like I did where my hands were on fire. And then maybe you'll be here like Habibi was with his friends, his ETB. That picture was really cool. We have one of that. We have like some cheering and some devastating loss and some having fun along the way. Check it out. That's what I got.
I love it. As someone that spent 6 DLCs with Rob and other events on top of that, always a pleasure, Rob. You are one of the best in the community. I love seeing you every single time. You absolutely are one of those players that bring a smile. So thank you for doing that for everybody. I do think that the cosplay thing is very overlooked, and the idea that you put the effort in that you do, like, listen, guys, I've seen Rob get up at like 6:30 in the morning and start getting ready. Like he's locking in to lock in. So I really do.
And then I could top the DLC in Atlanta and the Alma cosplay.
Exactly.
That was a highlight.
Exactly. I love it. Hopefully we get to repeat it again. We get to see it again. And you sound like you're going to be around. You're doing inking. You're going to Denver.
Exactly.
You're going to
Milwaukee in October.
Yeah,
I got a ticket for that. You'll see me around in card games. You can take a break. You can come back. You can go to Japan. What do you got for me, Dick, before I say farewell to the people and then you close it out with them?
I mean, all I got is, I love you. We'll always have Deadpool together. Again,
go to the movies.
2 people met each other from a card game, hanging out, doing normal people stuff as if we've been friends since high school, But I always appreciate you. I always appreciate seeing you. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
Rob, dropping the insight, and of course, just spreading some joy. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. That. I'll be around and see you in a couple months, it sounds like. Yeah. But I'll see you in a couple seconds from now from the audience. I'm going to go join the chat. See ya.
Right. Thank you, Rob. Thank you.